Tonight, we're learning how police were able to identify Bryan Kohberger as the suspect in the murder of 4 University of Idaho students. Law enforcement sources telling ABC News they used genetic genealogy to lead them to Kohberger.
Our investigative reporter Terry Parker has done a lot of digging on this topic. And Terry, you were able to confirm through your own sources how they tracked Kohberger down.
Yes, my source says it only took them a matter of days to match the Bryan Kohberger. Now, we've all heard of cold cases being solved using genetic genealogy. My source close to this investigation tells me this has never happened before, where police took their unknown crime scene DNA samples and immediately asked genealogists to find a suspect. Crime scene investigators scoured that Moscow, Idaho house where 4 college students were found stabbed to death in their beds. And experts tell me they likely got a lot of DNA and had to separate out the victims and other people's DNA from the killers, which was a huge undertaking.
They're going to have to analyze that, and they're going to have to go through every droplet and things like that. Because again, if the suspect cut himself, he clearly wasn't bleeding as bad as they were. So you could have one droplet somewhere, you know, and you're looking at a room and there's droplets all over the place. You're testing every single one of them.
Police ran the unknown DNA through the National DNA database, but came up empty because Kohberger had no criminal history. That's when they had genetic genealogists upload the samples to a public database like Family Tree DNA and waited for relatives to start matching with the unknown sample. From there, they built a family tree using birth and death records, census records, and other hints until they had a whole tree of that family. And then started looking at, okay, who is the right age? Who lives nearby? Who is the most likely suspect based on this DNA match? Sources say they narrowed the possible relatives down to Bryan Kohberger, and police determined he drove a white Elantra seen near the crime scene. That's when the FBI started tracking him and apparently collected some discarded item of his with his DNA on it, which police say they've positively matched to the crime scene. That's their clincher evidence. The genealogy is just the amazing tool that got them there. Terry Parker, WPBF.